Hey, it's MK and I am back with another Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and I am also back with Thumbnail Thursday. So really quickly, I am showing you guys a little bit of the product that I have picked out. It's a little bit of Graphic 45 Ocean Blue collection, little bit of homemade netting, some trinkets here and there. These are the little baby sharks. I will be putting on an 8.5 by 11 page, and a sheet from Stampin' Up, another little fabric sheet from a paper pad, and this one is from the 49 and Market. So I will also be doing a pocket page, which is after the main page. However, I forgot to tell you guys, or I forgot to show you guys the photo before starting on the, or not the photo, I apologize, the layout before starting on the pocket page. So if you guys want to fast forward through the pocket page part and just check out how the end of the layout turns out, then it won't hurt my feelers, I swear. Anyways, took out all the boring cutting part except for these shells. Now, I go through quite a process trying to figure out the best placement for these shells, because in the sketch, it's just a bunch of little bits and pieces back, behind, strategically placed behind the photos. And so I'm just kind of sort of like going through all of my shells to see where I like them. And then I'm going to cut up these this one 3x4 card and make it 2 faux tags, and then also little bits of like the, I don't know, what's it called? More paper that looked like it was there. Layers. Ha! That's the word I was looking for. Oh my goodness. You guys, I am out of words, that I can tell you. So I am just using this like tag banner piece and to form my faux tags. And basically what I do is I create a tag on one end, cut it in half, and then create a tag on the other end. And now I'm just trying to figure out again which part of this seashell paper would be the best to show off, because you're only seeing just a little bit. And I wasn't sure if the paper was too big, and should I have used a smaller print? But I do like it in the end. In fact, actually in the end, by the time I'm done decorating it, you can't see it. It makes a great background. That is for sure. So I did just realize that there is another piece sticking down, but when I add the shell paper, it wasn't pleasing to me. And so I flipped it over and saw tinier shells. And so I decided to just cut off a larger piece, and that is what I'm going to go for. I do like that a lot better. I like how it is also darker, and so it belongs on the bottom, like it's heavier. Yeah, now I'm making stuff up because that's what I do too. So after I have figured out how I'm going to place my photo or my papers, and in this one, I just decided that I was going to I'm going to stick. That's it. I didn't lay everything out and then figure it out. I just glued. I don't know. I never do that, you guys. I always second guess myself or have to place it first before figuring this out and that out. So I'm just taking these little cardstock pieces that I have pre-punched using this leaf punch. I think it's a vine punch, but I love it as seaweed. Absolutely love it. Just taking a few of those, and I'm cutting them down so that way they are kind of a little different than each other. Does that make sense? So it kind of... This one doesn't look like it was the exact same punch type thing. It is slightly different, but similar to, but not exact, that sort of thing. At least in my brain it is. By the time I get done adding everything on, yeah, it definitely, you can't tell. I keep saying that because I do end up going a little bit crazy. So already I've covered up most of my shell paper up at the top, and now here I am putting something down. Now this was supposed to have represented the little flag things that are at the bottom of the lower photo. I didn't know what those were, and so I thought, well, I'll just have seaweed going across there. Well, then I forgot that I was going to put this net on, and by the time I realized now it's too big, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it apart. This is a homemade net that I have created using piece of wood and some nails, and then I just made knots all the way around the nails and then pulled out the nails. That was it. I do enjoy making the nets and things like that. Eventually, one of these days, I will buy one of those rolls of netting that I have seen, or ribbons, I guess is what it is. Anyways, I put the net underneath my seaweed, and so now I have to pop that seaweed up just so it is secure to the page. I didn't want it ripping off since it was only glued right behind the photo. And plus now it is also securing the net to the page because I put the foam tape underneath the seaweed in the open spots of the net. Yeah, kind of cool. And I decided that I was going to put my little anchor charm in this dead space here, but I want to go through and see what else I have. So I have this little bag of just odds and ends left over from another project from the Ocean Blue collection. And I didn't like anything there. So now I am looking at the stickers. And at first I was going to fussy cut all of these little ocean animals. And I thought, no, because then it's going to be blue on blue on blue on blue. So I'm not going to do that. And then I realized that my photo was upside down. Again, second layout that I have done that with, you guys. At least this time I discovered it before taking pictures and plastering it all over social media. So here we go. Upside down picture resolved. And now I am just taking these cute little stickers from the sticker sheet of Ocean Blue and laying it around. I decided to do a crab up at the top. And now the starfish, and again, I was going to cut out the starfish, but again, it's blue on blue on blue, so I'm not going to do that. And then I'm taking these little postage, they're like stamps, and I thought that they were absolutely adorable. I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to tuck these in and around, my seaweed and my net and things like that. And so that is what I am doing. Again, I've covered up most of my paper, so you really can't tell. I did all that work strategically placing it underneath my paper, and I hide it all up. But I had fun. I really did enjoy creating this layout. And to me, I didn't have a title. And so I was okay with, putting a little bit more extra embellishments rather than just all these titles. So this strip of shells came from the paper, the 49 and Market paper that I plan on using in my pocket page. Now that one is going to be the paper that I adhere all my photos to front and back. And then with this strip, I noticed that it kind of sort of matches some of the coral that is in my baby shark tank pictures. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I am going to add this little teeny tiny burst of pinkish purple. I don't know, would you call it fuchsia? Maybe, I don't know. But I thought that it turned out really well. I thought it was great. And they are acting as if they are my enamel dots, because when I was putting this layout together, I thought if I put enamel dots on this very busy background, they're going to get lost. I don't think that you're going to be able to see them. But when I put these shells down and the bright color that they are, they work. It's like, wow, that is just amazing. And so I'm just kind of tucking them here and there inside the seaweed, kind of behind, because I didn't want them to be front and center. I wanted them to be little sparkles of color rather than here I am color. So that is exactly what I am trying to do. And I thought that I would add just one more before calling it quits. I do have to finish putting my anchor down. So I thought maybe that tag up at the top was missing something because I have two of these postage stamps, and I thought that the layout needed 3. And then I thought, no, I'm good. It does not need 3, but it might need another seaweed. So I try that, and yes, I like the seaweed more than I liked the other stamp. And so now I'm going to put my starfish down just to give it something a little bit different. I have one starfish down below, and so I thought that I would do another starfish off on the side. They're not exactly the same, but it still works. So I went and got some of my favoriteest twine in the whole wide world. to put in my anchor, because I can't just have an open hole in my anchor. It had to have been anchored to something at one point in time, right? Yes, that is how my little brain works. I wanted to ruffle up my twine a little bit, so I just scuffed it up on my scissors because I want it to look like it fell off and it was landed in the bottom, with the coral and things like that. So I know I make stuff up as I go along, I swear. So now I'm going to move on to the pockets. If you guys don't want to watch this, please fast forward to the end of the video, and then you guys can see the close-ups of the layout that I just created. But basically what I have done is I cut up my 49 and Market piece of paper, and I attached all of my photos already. And now I have this one blank piece of paper that already had a perfect image in the corner of it. So the little sea turtle and the seaweed was already done for me. All I did was add other elements that matched my layout. So a seaweed, a shell, and another craft tag, little dealio. That was it. And so now I feel like it's all put together. So other than putting my photos in backwards, I had to flip them around really quickly. I decided, since I had so many leftovers, that I was going to decorate the dead space of this layout. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut along the scallop of this offcut that I have. And basically this was the very top piece that I cut off. It had the hole in it left over from the paper pad and everything. I honestly do not remember where I got this paper, but it definitely was fabric-y. I had to use fabric scissors to cut it. It was weird paper, but it definitely stuck very well with ATG. So now I am just taking a few more minutes to cut off some more of my seaweed. Now, the craft seaweed does not go really well with the little craft elements that I am using. So I do have to leave it out in some places, but I don't want these little embellishments to be so large that they are like taking up more of the photo, right? I don't want them to take away from the photo. I want them to bring their eye from this picture to that picture and over and so on. So I was debating about adding the net, and then I thought, no, it's just way too thick. The type of twine that I used is from Tonic Studios. I get it from my Tonic Studios kit, and there's so much of it, you guys. But yeah, it is really uber thick twine. It's good quality twine. So anyways, I decided to cut some more shells out, and I'm gonna do about 2 to 3 shells per little cluster, because I added a shell down in the cluster with the cute little turtle. So, and the turtle spot or pocket, I guess I should say, is light enough and perfect enough just for journaling, if I had that much to say. Or if I choose to later, I could put a title there as well. This is just photos of the shark tank over at SeaWorld in San Diego, California. So there's a huge shark tank over there, and that little baby shark tank was just adorable, you guys. I just fell in love with it. And then you get to go and see all the bigger sharks. So really quickly, I decided to add some of this striped paper in a few areas, just where I felt like it needed a little bit more. I took out all the gluing process because basically I picked everything back up, glued it exactly how I had it laid down, and I am done. So now I'm going to put all of my pictures back in their little pockets, and in a minute show you guys the close-ups, because I am all done. That is it. Here she is. I absolutely love adding little touches like this to the dead space in the photos, because it definitely gets the viewer to move their eye around the page and check out all the little interesting bits. So here's my finished layout for the sketch of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out everyone else that played along with this sketch, which I'm pretty sure has already shown off all of their sketches today. I have been a little bit late this week, but that's okay. It's not a race. Anyways, also, Christy has a Facebook group, and every day she posts the brand new sketch, but she also has albums of all the other rounds before this one. This is round 7, and so she has 6 other rounds of sketches available in her Facebook group. Be sure to go check out all of those as well, especially if you're looking for inspiration, because everyone else's take on the sketch is down in the comments below of each sketch. Anyways, I will check you all tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day. See ya!